Hey everybody, this is Daniel from fitnessblender.com, and today I've got a strength training routine for you for those of you who really want to focus on building a lot of muscle mass. So this one is a superset workout for just your biceps and triceps. A lot of people doing just strength training like to split their upper body into 3 different days. So you do a bicep tricep day, a chest back day, and a shoulder and lat day. So this is going to be that bicep tricep day. We're doing superset, like I said, so we're moving back and forth between those bicep triceps, so we're going to be moving through this relatively quickly. We're still going to give you plenty of time to rest, but the idea with that superset is that you don't take a really long break in between. Now, to get this done, you're going to need to have a set of dumbbells, a relatively wide range of weights, because you're going to be petering out pretty quickly. We're doing a full 3 sets for each one of these exercises, and we've got 3 exercises for triceps and 3 exercises for biceps. So, other than that, a bench will come in handy. You don't necessarily have to have a bench. You can modify your exercise a little bit just to use a regular chair, or you can do them all standing. Other than that, you're going to want to get a little bit of a warm-up in before you get started. My suggestion is around a 10 to 20 minute cardio routine to get that blood pumping and to burn off a little bit of extra calorie content before you get started. Anything longer than 20 minutes and then you're going to be getting yourself a little bit too tired to get through this strength routine. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so our first exercise is going to be a hammer curl. You can either do this seated like I'm going to do, or you can do it standing up. I'm going to stay seated for all of these so you guys can see me a little bit better. So hammer curl is basically a traditional curl, but with your palms facing in towards one another. Make sure, like with any curl, you keep that elbow directly underneath your shoulder the entire time. Letting that elbow drift forward, you're using your shoulder, not your bicep, so you're cheating a little bit. So keep that elbow tucked back. So I'm starting off with 20 pounds. This is not a suggestion of what you should use. This is just an idea of where I am and how quickly I fatigue on this to give you a better idea of what you need to use. So arms completely straight down by your sides, back nice and straight. Curl that hand straight up towards that shoulder, keep that elbow tucked back, slowly back down. And like I said, you're wanting to keep those hands facing in towards one another. That's what makes this a hammer curl. So nice, slow, controlled motion. Keep those lungs open. Again, keep that back flat. Halfway through. Check that elbow. Make sure that elbow is not drifting forward. As you start getting more and more tired, it's going to want to. So really keep an eye on it. Almost done. Just 2 more. And that last one, and let it relax. All right, so we're doing 3 sets of that exercise, but to let those biceps rest a little bit, we're going to be switching over to a tricep exercise. So this next one is going to be a tricep kickback. We're doing this 1 arm at a time, and we're going to be dropping down to 15 pounds. And select my weight for that one. This one, I'm going to be in a tripod position. So basically, up on that bench, 1 leg kicked out to the side to help you keep your weight. Other weight, most of your weight in your rear knee and the hand that's in front. So grab that dumbbell with that opposite hand, tuck that elbow up to your side, and press back behind you. Nice full extension. Slowly back down, right back up again. You're trying to keep that arm as parallel to the ground as you can, or that upper arm anyway. And that forearm, you want hinging just that elbow, as much range of motion out of it as you can possibly get. Keep those lungs open, back flat. Try not to swing or sway. 2 more. Last one. And let it relax. Switch around. Do the same thing on the opposite arm. Tuck that elbow up to your side, parallel to the ground with that upper arm, and squeeze it back. Keep those lungs open. The slower you go with this, the more those muscles are going to have to work. If you swing it up there, you lose range of motion as far as where that muscle's working and where it's not. So take your time, get a nice full range of motion. Almost done. And let that relax. Sit back down. Adjust that weight for those bicep curls again. Let those arms shake out for just a second. We're going to start into that second round of that hammer curl. Let's go ahead and grab those dumbbells again. Nice flat back, either seated or standing. And start up. Curl them up nice and high. Pressing into that shoulder as much as you can without letting those elbows kick forward. Nice and slow down. Right back up. So the point with all of these exercises when you're trying to build mass is to try to actually get those muscle fibers to rip. And you want to do just a little bit of damage. You don't want to kill them, but you want to get them, make sure that they're really nice and sore the next day. So by fatiguing those muscles, by hitting the same muscle group over and over and over again in a controlled fashion, you can actually cause those muscles to rebuild much more quickly, or at least put a little bit more damage on them so they are forced to rebuild. A little over halfway. 2 more. Last one, keep those elbows tucked back. And let it relax. Those biceps rest for just a second. We're gonna do that tricep kickback again. So go ahead and select the weight for that one. Starting back in that tripod position. Tuck that elbow back up to your side and extend back. Keep those lungs open. Keep that upper arm parallel to the ground. Two more. Focus on that form. And let it relax. Same thing on the other side. And start up. Kick that elbow back. Or sorry, kick that hand back. Kick that elbow up. Keep those lungs open. Remember, nice, slow, controlled motions. I know a lot of guys have a tendency to want to sling the weight around, but I guarantee you, you move slow, you're going to get a lot more muscle development out of it. Last one, and let it relax. All right. That was 2 sets, which means we have 1 more set of each. I'm going to actually drop my weight just a little bit for those curls. Starting to feel my form slide a little bit on that last set of these curls. So going a little bit lighter, make sure that my form stays nice and clean. I get a full development of that muscle all the way through that range of motion rather than cheating a little bit. So nice flat back, those elbows pulled back, and curl it up. Hand as close to that shoulder as you can without letting those elbows kick forward. Keep those lungs open. A little over halfway. Two more. Keep those elbows back. And let it relax. All right, last step for those tricep kickbacks. I'm going to try to stay at the same weight with this one. We'll see how well I can get through this last round. All right, let those arms rest for just a second. Grab that dumbbell for that kickback, tuck that elbow back up to your side, and extend it back. Almost done. And that's your last one right there. Form is starting to slide a little bit, but it's close enough. All right, last one on the opposite side. Elbow up and squeeze it back. Three more. One left. And let it relax. All right. Set those weights up. That's the end of your first group of 2. If you want to, go ahead and pause it here. Take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and move on to our next 2 bicep tricep exercises. Our first one is going to be an incline curl. So we're actually going to be leaning back against the bench. Now, the reason why we're doing this one is it actually elongates the head of your bicep by having your arm pulled back behind you. Just elongates that muscle just a little bit more than you would if you're just standing straight up and down. So gets that bicep in just a slightly different manner. Also, we're going back to a traditional hold on that dumbbell, so those palms will be facing forward. Let's go ahead and lay back, grab the weight you want to use. Just relax as much as you can with that upper body. Let those arms stretch back behind you. Keep that elbow straight underneath that shoulder. Same thing, perpendicular to the ground. So nice and slow, curl it up. Squeeze it into that shoulder, slowly back down. Don't let those elbows kick forward. Keep those lungs open. Like I said, this is actually really good for elongating that bicep muscle just a little bit more than it normally has to work. So it's just a little bit different position than you typically find yourself in. Just 2 more. Last one. And let them relax down. Next one is going to be an overhead tricep extension. So I'm dropping down the weight on this one just a little bit. I've got a few slugs in my dumbbell here, so this is actually about 10 pounds even. So your arms are going to go straight up over top of your head. I'm going to start with my right hand first this time. So straight over top of your head, we're doing it with your palm facing down first. So you're going to turn your palm, so it's facing across your body, down, and back up. Try to get that hand behind you as far as you possibly can, constantly keeping that palm either facing down towards the ground or towards the wall off to your left. So nice and slow. Full range of motion. Again, try to keep that elbow directly above your shoulder joint the entire time. You want to make sure you're keeping your shoulder down to your side. You don't want to squeeze up into your ear. You want to kind of pull it down onto your back. Almost done. Just 3 more. There's also a slightly odd position for most people, keeping that palm facing down. And let that one relax. Doing the same thing over on the other side. So you can grab that dumbbell with the other hand. Back nice and flat, arm straight up over top of your shoulder. Bend only from that elbow, palm facing down, back up, and then palm facing off to the right. Nice and slow down, back up. Again, keep that range of motion nice and slow. As large a range of motion as you can, dropping back behind your head. Keep it slow and under control, no quick movements. Watch that shoulder, try to make sure you're pulling that shoulder down in your back rather than pushing up to your ear. If you find yourself stopping at a 90-degree angle on that elbow, because you can't get any lower, then you need to drop weight and move to a larger range of motion. Keep going, 3 more. 2 left. 1 more. And let it relax. All right, go drop that weight back down. Let those arms relax for just a second. Moving back to that incline curl. Let the blood kind of drop out of those triceps for a second. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells again. Drop back. Those arms relax down to your sides. And start up, palm facing forward. Curl it up to that shoulder. Remember, keep that elbow pulled back as much as you can. Now, if you're the type of person that has tended to always pull your elbow forward when you're doing a curl, then you're going to need to drop your weight drastically because your muscles probably aren't strong enough to handle keeping your elbow pulled back just because you've been using that deltoid quite a bit to help out. So don't worry about it. Just reset, start with a lighter weight, build your strength back up again with that full range of motion instead. Two more. 1 more. And let it relax. It takes quite a lot more discipline to keep those elbows pulled back. So just be aware that your body's gonna be trying to fight against you as much as possible to go back to that swing motion and get that elbow pulled up. All right, drop that weight off again. Back to that tricep extension. I'm gonna drop one of these slugs off. So I'm dropping it down by 2.5 pounds, which means now this is 7.5 pounds. So arms straight up over top of your head, palm facing down, drop it down as far as you can go, right back up again. Keep that back flat, keep that shoulder down. Halfway through. Two more. Keep that form nice and solid. Keep that elbow directly above that shoulder. 1 more to go. And let it relax. Get some nice burn going on those triceps. All right, same thing on the other side. Arms straight above that shoulder, palm facing down. Drop it, right back up. Just go as low as you can with that hand. Just keep concentrating on that form. Two more. So I think we've got 2 more. Last one. Oh, and let it relax. All right. I'm gonna put that slug back in. Bump that weight back up to 15. So we got 1 more round of each of these. So starting back over with that incline curl. So grab that dumbbell, lean back, those arms drop back, and start up. Curl that hand up as high as you can without letting that elbow kick forward, and back down. Keep those lungs open, those shoulders relaxed down. Just go to that happy place and finish them off. Nice clean form. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. 2 more. Oh, 1 more. Ouch. Whew. So you can see those elbows start to kick forward on those last couple repetitions. That's exactly where you want to be. Those last couple of repetitions, that form has no option but to fail on you a little bit because those arms are so tired. So that's what's going to get those muscle fibers to rip. So that's what you're shooting for, is just getting a little bit of fatigue to the point where that form just isn't going to follow along to those last couple of repetitions. All right, grab that dumbbell again. Doing that last round of overhead tricep extension. Nice flat back, extend that arm directly above your head. Nice and slow down, and right back up. Remember, try to keep that upper arm as stationary as possible. A little over halfway. Concentrate on that form. 2 left. Oh, 1 more. And let it relax. All right, same thing on the other side. Hand straight above that shoulder. And drop it down. Keep those lungs open. Keep that back flat. Keep that elbow directly above that shoulder. Keep that shoulder pulled down in your back. There's a lot of stuff to think about. The more you think about keeping that form nice and clean, the more muscle development you're going to get. Three more to go. One left. Oh. All right. Let that relax. Take a little extra break if you want one. Grab a drink of water. We'll be right back to finish off our last 2 exercises. All right, everybody, we have 2 more exercises to go through. These are, again, bicep tricep exercise. We're moving back to back. Our first one is going to be an overhand curl. If you've never done an overhand curl before, you're going to need to drop your weight drastically. It's actually a really unusual motion for your hand to do. So that bicep muscle is not very strong in that position. So you'll want to use something relatively light. The other one we're doing is an overhead tricep extension, and we're, instead of doing the palm down like we did on our last exercise, we're doing palm forward. Again, rotating that hand just a little bit causes that tricep to work a little bit differently, so it hits a different part of that tricep muscle. So, starting off with that overhand curl, I'm only using 10 pounds. I'm probably going to be dropping down for the rest of my sets. But what you're basically doing is doing a regular curl or a hammer curl, but trying to rotate your palm facing down towards the ground the entire time. So go ahead and flatten that back out. Keep those shoulders pulled back, elbows underneath your shoulder, palms facing back behind you, and lift them up as high as you can while still keeping that palm facing down. This is going to feel really weird. Like I said, if you've never done this before, this is an incredibly awkward exercise. But try to keep that form nice and clean. Try to keep that hand rolled over as far as you can the entire time. And again, try to keep those elbows pulled back. A little over halfway. Last one. And let it relax. All right, we're doing our tricep extension next. I'm actually going to take both the slugs out for this one. So just 5 pounds, that's how much this handle is by itself. So same exact position we did last time, so arm perfectly straight up over top of your head. This time, instead of palm facing across your body, it's going to be facing forward. So nice and slow, drop that hand down, same exact motion, just keep that palm forward, right back up. So you should feel like you have a little extra range of motion with this one than you did with the last version of this exercise. So try to get a little more range of motion out of it, if you can. So try to get that hand down just a little bit more. So again, try to keep that elbow directly above that shoulder joint. Try to keep that shoulder pulled down on your back. Just keep those lungs open, no holding your breath. Nice, slow, controlled motion. No momentum. Two more. Almost done, last one. And let it relax. All right, same thing on the other side. Directly above that shoulder joint. Shoulder pulled down, palm facing forward. Nice and slow, drop that hand as low as is comfortable. Right back up. Again, if you are finding that you can't get that hand down as far as I'm going, it's most likely not going to be a range of motion as far as flexibility goes. Your arm should be plenty flexible to get down this far. It's probably going to be a strength thing. So if you can't drop this far without controlling or keeping control of that weight, go ahead and drop that weight. It's more important to get a full range of motion than it is to get a heavier amount of weight up. Just keep those lungs open. Keep that back nice and flat. Make sure you're not leaning back or leaning forward. Two more to go. Last one, nice slow controlled press. And let it relax. All right, get those slugs back in for my curl. I'm gonna try to do one more round of this overhand curl with the full weight, the full 10 pounds. So we'll see how clean that form is. So nice flat back. Those arms down, palms facing back behind you, elbow pulled back, and curl it up. Just keep that motion going, nice and slow under control. It's halfway right there. Fight to keep that elbow back. It's not going to want to stay. Push it back as much as you possibly can. Last one. And let it relax. All right, that form was clean enough. I'm going to try that same weight for that last round. But before I get there, got to do another round of those tricep extensions. Take those slugs out. So another round of that tricep extension. Palm straight over, arm straight over top of your head, palm facing forward. Nice and slow, drop that hand down. Full range of motion, right back up. Again, keep that motion nice and slow. Try to keep that upper arm as stationary as possible. Six right there. Keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. Two more. And let that relax. Same thing on the other side. I'm sure I'm getting my counts wrong in this. I apologize. Try to get yours 10 repetitions each. So nice and slow, palm facing forward, drop that hand down, right back up. I know going this slow tends to be incredibly boring, but if you're trying to build muscle tissue, the slower you go, the easier it's going to be to build that mass. So don't rush yourself. It hurts more to go slow, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to build mass. Just takes a little extra discipline, that's all. It's 8, you got 2 more to go. Last one. And let it relax. All right. So I'm going to try to torture myself. Leave both those slugs in for that last round of those curls. All right, actually let those arms shake out one last time before we do this last round. Try to get as clean a form as you can on it. Just go ahead and grab those dumbbells. Flat back. Palms facing back behind you. Elbows pulled back. And curl it up. Squeeze it up nice and tight. Slowly back down. Keep those elbows back. It's halfway. You might feel this in the back of your forearm as well. Just from trying to keep that wrist out straight, it's going to want to have a tendency to tip forward. Keep those elbows back. Two more. Last one. Yeah, it's nice and slow down. That extra rip in there. Let it relax. All right, that was the last one for our bicep exercise. We got one more round for that tricep. Let those arms shake out for just a second. Select that weight for that last round of that tricep extension. Hand directly above that shoulder. Palm facing forward. Start up nice and slow down. Full range of motion, slowly back up. Just keep that breathing nice and even. Forearm perfectly straight up and down, or sorry, upper arm perfectly straight up and down. Forearm should be the only thing moving. I think that's halfway. Keep that form clean, try to keep that upper arm perfectly stationary. Keep that shoulder pulled down in your back. One more. Nice, slow squeeze back up. Oh, and let it relax. It burns like crazy. Okay, same thing on the other side. Hands straight above your shoulder. Palm facing forward. Start up as your last set on this side, last exercise for this routine. Nice clean form. Run through that form again in your head. With that shoulder pulled down on your back. Elbow directly above that shoulder. Nice, slow, controlled motion, dropping down as far as you can back behind your head and back up. That's halfway right there. Three more to go. Last one. And let it relax. All right. These slugs back. And make sure you do a little bit of a stretch for those biceps and triceps before you're done. You don't want to just completely stop right after doing a really intense workout like that. Otherwise, those arms are going to tighten up on you like crazy. So do a little bit of a stretch, then let them relax. If you want to go through and do a little bit of a leg routine afterward, if you want to go back and do some cardio, that's perfectly fine. But let those arms rest for a while. So don't do any more upper body for a while, at least a full 24-hour period. So that was our last exercise. So this workout is complete. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.